these, the Blake Wedge. Back we are. Wow, hello. I feel like it's been ages since I've talked to you direct to the camera. Anyway, hi, welcome back. So this, as you can see from the title of the video, it is going to be a video on everything that I picked up in Paris, a little bit of Milan as well, but it was mostly in Paris. As you know, I was there for New York, Milan and Paris Fashion Week. I picked up some things and they're all sitting right here. I'm looking at them and I started to use every single thing whilst I was there. It's a mixture of luxury and vintage and flea market. So it's typical Karen wardrobe. I am going to start with this Loewe bag. This beautiful little number. I love Loewe. I love the Loewe puzzle bags, and I picked up this beautiful orange one. It's coming off a little bit brighter. It's a real rich tangerine orange color, and it is in the size mini. You lot know I have this one right here behind me, which is the tan one, and that is a size small. Here's a comparison. I also have the stone blue, which is over here. You can see it's right there. So, and that's also in a small, and I love these bags. These are my workhorse bags. So you can see, just comparison wise, this is a small and this is the mini. So you get a rough idea of just the difference, which is quite big actually when you think about it. It's quite a big difference between the two, I reckon. Also a big difference is that my two small sizes are the original Loewe's. So the originals came with a D-ring here underneath. They came with 4 feet. They also came with a couple of other things which the new ones don't. See, because they got rid of all that hardware underneath at the bottom of them. So I love the fact that I have like the originals. So this is the small and I love it. I love the size of the small. I think it's just enough. It holds everything. And this is the mini. And I really wanted a casual orange pop bag, and I'll insert pictures every time I'm showing me like wearing these things throughout the video. I hit the ground running wearing it. I was wearing it during the last week's video of what we got up to after Paris Fashion Week, but while we were still there, and it's just been such a little workhorse. It fits my iPhone. This is an iPhone. It's not going to be a what's in my bag. I'll probably do that on my TikTok. Make sure you're following me over there, by the way, because it's so much easier for me to post than it is to do YouTube's once a week on Fridays. So if you want to see more of me video wise, I'm on TikTok. So my iPhone 13 Pro Max completely disappears inside this mini. So if anyone's interested, there is that. It comes with a longer detachable strap, which is right here, which is great because sometimes I wear this, and I was wearing it crossbody over like a coat, and that was great, or I just remove it like it is now and I just wear it handheld. But I loved it for that punch of orange. It's so good. So this I actually got in Milan. Especially luxury purchases, I tend to now save them until I am in Europe now, because it's just so much cheaper over there, which is why you're seeing them all like now in one go, because I just waited literally. Okay, you know what, I'm going to get out of the way now. You know how much I love my Fendi Baguette, the purple sequin, right? You know how much I love that bag. I caved on this one. Oh my god, it's so gorgeous. Hold on. I caved on the fuchsia one. And again, it's coming off brighter than it is in person. It's much more of a deeper color. Like the further I stand back, even now you can't really see, it's not really showing. But it's a much more of a, it's like a wine red color, and it's stunning. It's so nice. So I did cave and I did get the fuchsia version of it. I love my purple one. Love. I've wanted that one for years. You lot know, I think it's been literally a decade, and I didn't even think they were going to come out with it again, and they did. So I have the purple one and I love that. You lot know how much I love that to death. And I caved on the fuchsia one. I know that the Fendi Baguettes now come in different sequin colors, like the browns and the kind of golden colors, and I've seen them in person, but they're just not for me. I just love the more jewel toned rich colors, and this to me and the purple fall into that category. Anything that's jewel toned is what I like. So I loved this one, so I got it over there as well. Absolutely love it. It has a green satin interior. Take this out. It's like a kind of like a teal coloured green interior. It's pretty bright actually. It's got like a zip pocket in the back. So yeah, so I got this up as well, and I was using it as well whilst I was there. I don't think I wore it for any of my looks, like going to anything like presentation or show wise, but when it was like a time off outside of any work, when we went to dinners and stuff like that, Michael and I was wearing this bag and I loved it, and I'm so glad I got it. So I've been wearing it for that, but I love the fact that it's really dark and like cloudy, and it's getting like that kind of fall look in New York, and I can just wear this. I love the idea of wearing like dark coats, grey wool coats, and you know I have a couple already, men's ones from my thrift and vintage shops, and this against that, I just think it looks so badass. Moving on to, actually I'm going to move on to what I'm wearing. These are apron men's jeans, and this is the style of them. I love them. So they basically have this part which is attached to the jean, and it's a dark wash, and I just love them. The apron part goes around just like the front and half on one side only, and they are absolutely fantastic. I wore them to an event with Louis Vuitton in New York City. At the time I was doing this video, it was literally last week I think, and I loved it. I wore it with my Magda Buttram, the denim corset, which happens coincidentally to be a dark denim, almost identical color to this. When I tried them on in the West store, which is the brand where these are from, in the Marais district in Paris, I happened to have that corset on, so when I wore them together it just looked so good. I'll show you pictures here, but I loved them. Like I said, it's a men's store, but I don't give a crap about stuff like that, and I just saw these, thought they were fantastic, tried them on, and I think they're really nice. They're so well made. They feel like almost like carpenter jeans a little bit here, because you can see all the detail down here. Amazing. I love them. These are a size 29, if anyone's wondering. They are loose on me. I could have gone down one, but I'm okay with it. I'm like the size the way it is. The bottom of it, if I had to guess, it's like a leg 32, maybe 32. If I had to guess, I haven't measured the inseam. I bought them in the shop, so I don't know what the specs are. I just saw them, tried them on, bought them. But if you go to West.World, I'll link them down. It's spelled O-U-E-S-T, and I mentioned them in my vlog last week Friday, so if you've not seen that vlog, do watch it. Love these. I can't tell you, and I always get compliments when I wear these. They're so different. I just think they're amazing. It was a small shop, a small pop-up shop in Le Marais in Paris, which is one of my favorite places to shop, because it feels like, it almost reminds me of like Williamsburg-y, is that kind of vibe. So it's very much like small independent labels, lots of vintages over there in Le Marais, as well as like lots of bars and restaurants and stuff. So it's a really cool part of Paris to shop and to just hang out. And that's where I found that shop, the pop-up shop, and I got these. So love. Vintage wise, I went to this shop called Nice Piece of Vintage, and I am so glad I went there because I picked up 4 things from them. I believe it's black owned business. Their things are great. I showed you in last week's video. I'll also try and insert some footage here as well, just so you can see. But also it's in Le Marais. I picked up this fantastic, it almost reminds me of like a tailcoat, a men's tailcoat, but it's not, because it's for women. It has this striking pattern on the front, and it has this optional button right here so you can close it up, and then it just hangs down, and it has like these like just slits for where the tail part of the coat is, and it looks so good as a layering piece, and that's exactly how I'd wear it. And it's funny because the day that I tried this on, I was wearing my long denim maxi skirt, and it looks so good over it. So I got this, and I thought it was just brilliant. Oh, I'm so glad I found that shop. So this is one of the pieces that I picked up from them, and let me just show you the next piece. Hold on. So another piece that I picked up from them is this stunning actually longer than floor length tuxedo coat. It's lapels, it's covered buttons. It is a masterpiece of a coat, and I can't even show you the length of it because it's super long. When I wear it, it actually pulls on the floor, and I actually love that. It's so dramatic. I'm not sure it's going to work over because this t-shirt has shoulder pads, but we'll try. It fits like, yeah, it's a bit tight over this because of the shoulder pads, but it fits like a glove. It's just so good. God, it looks like crap with what I'm wearing. But I just wanted to show you, the sleeves on it are super like tight, quite long. I love the way it stops. It's like kind of partially covers my hand, which I love because you know how I have like long arms, so I'm always worried that things are gonna be too short on me. It is such a good piece. And what I like about it is that, and he told me that at the shop, is you can just wear this as a dress because it is that, it's the cut of it is that beautiful. So I'll just do it up here. I've got the jeans on, so it's not working. But imagine if I didn't have that on, just had like a pair of tights on, I could close it up and just walk with the leg just show. It's just your leg just flashing coming out with a pair of heels. It's a outstanding tuxedo maxi coat, and I'm so glad it fits me because I saw it hanging on the wall high up and I looked at it and I just thought, that is gorgeous, but it's probably not going to fit me, right? Because I know I have broad shoulders. And he goes, it might. He looked at me, then he looked at the coat, he goes, no, we'll try it. And it does fit, and it's just out, it's super long. It's just the most amazing long coat. And it's funny because my only other long coat that I own is a bottle green one. A lot of you know it. That also is super long. And I love really dramatic long coats like that. I just think they look really badass and you don't get them made often. So I picked this up as well from a nice piece of vintage. And I'm so glad I have it. It's a masterpiece. Honestly, it's a masterpiece. And I also picked up 2 belts. One of them is not here. I think it's probably in my suitcase. This is one of the 2 vintage belts that I picked up also from them. Let me show you right here. And I just really like it. It's coming nice and close. You can see the details of it. I just thought it was so cool. It's leather and I just love all this like the studding on it. I just think it's just so rock and roll. It's just such a good belt. Lenny Kravitz, I know. You're probably watching me, aren't you? Going, yeah, I'd like that belt. Yeah, well, it's too bad I got it. Yeah, right, I wish. I just love it. And I'm not going to wear it over this. It's such a good belt. It's such a good belt. It's such a good belt. I'm not going to wear it like this, but I love this belt. I cannot tell you how much I love this belt. I just think it's so badass. It's so nice to have like a really good belt that really just enhances your outfit, and I think this is one of those. So yeah, there was this one and there's another one, but I'll see if I can insert the clip of last week's video where I show you the other belt as well that I picked up. It's like a square buckle, and that's also from a nice piece of vintage. Anyway, it's also in Marais. Do check them out. It's so good. And also another belt that I got, and this is from Valois Vintage. Valois Vintage I have popped into every time I'm in Paris. I pop in there. I know Nuri likes going in there as well. Monroe Steele, I just watched your video where you went in there and got a couple of things. I love that Dior, by the way, that you got, that saddlebag and the dress. Anyway, so I was in there. It's a really cool place. The owner's super nice, really friendly. They just have designer vintage pieces. So if you're looking to ever get something, especially that's come out from years prior and those houses just don't make them anymore, that's where you would go, because that's what I feel like they specialize in. I got this belt, and it is the Hermes old style belt that they do not make anymore. It is the collier de chien, which is dog collar, and they do that style in a cuff in 2 sizes, the wide size and the smaller size, but they don't do the belt anymore, which is what this is. And that is what I picked up from them in the color gold. And you know I love that color. It's almost like, you know, like the Loewe puzzle over there. I just love that color. I just think it's such a great color. I like it again on my skin tone. Gold hardware. Now this kind of belt, it works only for wearing anything that where you want to cinch in your waist, and that's why I got it. Imagine if I was wearing a dress and then I have this on. It's just the hardware of it. I just think it's so nice. And again, it's vintage. They don't make them anymore, and I really like that about it. So I picked this up from there. Valois Vintage. Do go check them out. I will link them below. These kind of places I think are really good to go to because you get to really try out pieces that are one-offs. They don't make them anymore. They're just unusual finds. They really add that oomph several notches up to your wardrobe when you pick any of these kind of things. So I'm really glad I got them. One more thing that I got, and I got 2 pair of boots, and these are the most wow boots that I have. 100% I think yeah, they are 100% in my closet are now these 2 boots I'm going to show you. And I literally hit the ground running in both of these boots during Fashion Week, Paris and Milan Fashion Week. First up are these by Versace. Holy they are wow. I mean, I've got them in my hand, but just looking at them in the monitor, they are ridiculously high. They are the Versace, I'll put the official name of them on the screen. They are pointed toe, platform, really high platform, by the way. They're a little bit scuffed up because I've been wearing them. A massive high heel, nice tight shaft. I love boots with a tight shaft, that's me. And they zip up on the inside, so you don't have to deal with the faff of these. I love these. I think they're amazing. Amazing! It's so cool. I just love them. So I got these, and oh my god, they are like, you know, the Valentino platform boots. They're like the wicked sister version, you know, who smokes cigarettes and like goes out late at night and doesn't give a what her parents think. You know, that's what these are. And the other ones feel like the sensible version, who does what she's supposed to do. She does her homework on time, and she goes out at night and looks really pretty, and she wears those Valentino platform boots. These aren't those. These are like the FU versions of those, in my opinion, in terms, and even though I have those as well, because those are really cool. But these are ridiculously cool. Ridiculously. Look at that. That toe is just everything. So I have needed in my wardrobe, and I've told you that before, in my shoe wardrobe, heels. I've started to go out to more events, and I have just started to need those things. The Doc Martens and the chunky boots, flat boots, I have lots and lots, and that's what I built my wardrobe on. But I started to realize that I just needed heels. I needed shoe heels, boot heels. I just needed heels because there was too many outfits. I thought, oh crap, if only I had a heel for that. And now I've started to get them, and I waited until I was in Europe and I picked these up. I wore these for the Roberto Cavalli show, and I'll show you on the screen here. I wore them with this dress, this metallic metal mini dress, which is from Mango, by the way. If it's still available, I'll link that for you below. I'll link everything for you below. But that was amazing. I will say to you though, with these boots, there's a story. Now, I originally wanted these ones, which is the ones which is without any buckles. There's no inside zip. It's like a sock. You just pull it on and it has like the tabs on the front and the back. Those are the ones that I actually originally wanted. Now, the reason I didn't get those is because I went to the Versace shop and I tried those on in Milan. It took me 10 minutes. No, not 10 minutes. That's a lie. It took me 20 seconds, which is a long time, to put a boot on. And that was my cue that they were too small. So I tried to get my foot into those, right? These ones, and they wasn't going in. Then I finally got my foot in, and I'll show you some footage of me like videoing me trying them on and having them on my foot, walking around a little bit in the shop. And then could I get them off though? Could I get them off? They wouldn't come off. I did not record this, and I probably should have, because it really was. It was a scene. 3 SAs were trying to get that bloody boot off my foot. It was not coming off. Michael tried, the manager tried, 2 other SAs tried. It was not coming off. I started to panic because my foot had suction cupped into that boot. And I just thought, this is not right. Was I wearing a pop sock? I think I was. But you know when they give those pop socks, they're like half, right? They don't even like cover my whole foot. So it was like doing nothing. So it was like literally covering my toe at that point. So anyway, it wasn't coming off. It took forever. I looked at Michael. I panicked. I had this look in my eye, and he knew what that meant, which is like, these aren't coming off. Guys, you missed everything. I couldn't record it, but these, trying to take these off.
This almost did not come off.
Almost. I thought I had to just sleep with it. It was not coming off at all. And we had 3 assistants here trying to pull it off of my foot. But these, These zip up. They fit. He was considering literally asking them for a pair of scissors. I kid you not, just to get them off. Anyway, we eventually got them off, but it took 10 minutes, if not longer, and I was literally starting to panic because it just was so tight on my foot. I think the long story short is that if you ever get these ones, which is the ones I could not get off, I'm warning you from now that they are much tighter than these ones. Even though they have a very similar shape to them, you know, like the whole like platform and the high heel and the tight shaft, really similar, but these are much easier to put on. And I think it's because they have that zip. So it just instantly opens up this whole shaft so your foot can just slide in. And also around here, the bridge is a little bit more forgiving than the other version that I couldn't take off. These are it's a little bit raised here. Whereas the other one, it's not, it's the opposite. So it really, as your foot turns to go into this part, it is super tight on these versions, the other one. So I'm warning you from now, if you're considering those, just be careful. Try if you can to try them in the shop. If not, I'm serious, do consider these, because if the other ones don't fit you, there's a chance that these ones will. So these have been great. I also wore them during Paris Fashion Week as well as Milan. I'll show you the outfits. I wore them for the Balmain show as well. They were perfect. These are really like badass bitch boots and I love them. So sorry for the swearing, but I feel like they deserve it. So I love these, and I feel like in fact I got nothing like these in my wardrobe, so I'm so glad I got them. Sticking with boots, now I'm going to show you these because a lot of you already know from my TikTok and Instagram, but especially on TikTok because that is where I first show probably everything new I get. I show it first on TikTok. So TikTokers, you've already seen these, but for everyone else who hasn't, I got these boots from Jimmy Choo and I cannot tell you how much I love these. Completely different to the other ones. These, the Blake Wedge. Oh my God, so good. Oh, the Blake Wedge metallic gold boots. These are absolutely amazing. I'm sorry, I know I'm swearing a lot. I'm sorry. I'm just, I'm swearing. These are so good. I cannot tell you how much I love these. I got 41 in these and a 41 in those. That's usually my size. I'm a US 11, UK 8. I know that these come in black. They come in that kind of the rhinestone version. I actually tried those on and I showed them on my TikTok right here. Those are amazing, by the way, but no, I'm not going to do that. I guess, no. I love them, but no. These are absolutely outstanding. The color of those is so good. I love these. Anyway, so I got these, similar thing on TikTok with trying to get them off my bloody foot, but I realized it's because I was doing it barefoot. I know it. I realize that. I know I'm an idiot, but I needed to wear like a pop sock, a knee-high pop sock with these, and that way your foot can slide easily in and out. But at the time I wasn't doing that, and Michael was literally just trying to pull these off, and I posted it on my TikTok and you lot loved it. So that's how I was getting these on and off my foot. But they make the outfit. I was telling you lot on Instagram stories how much I've been looking for a metallic boot. I was originally looking for a silver metallic boot and I couldn't find one. I wanted it to have like a mirror-like metallic shine. This is what I meant. But these came along in gold and I was like, I'm sold. I know that rhymed. But with my color skin tone, I just thought they were perfect, and they are absolutely stunning. Really, I'm so glad. And I picked this up in Paris. I remember that I called around to different Jimmy Choo shops. They did not have this size. I forget how they did it, but they managed to find them for me and they sent them to the store in Paris, and I picked them up. I was so glad to get them during Fashion Week because I really wanted to wear them during Fashion Week, and I did. As soon as I got them was probably the day that I started to wear them, and I'll show you here me wearing them. I also have worn them with trousers, the point, the feathered side trousers. I wore them with those as well, so all you could see was like from here down, right? So it almost looks like an ankle boot. But I love obviously showing the whole thing, and they're just up. Look at that. Look at that. Where's the other one? I'm not going to bother. But look at that. Oh my God, they're so good. Oh my God, that's amazing. Thumbnail. I just think they're just work of art. They literally have like a mirror-like shine. And I wore them as well with that same metallic silver dress from Mango. I can say it now, but I was invited to Beyonce's Renaissance party, which took place in Paris right after Fashion Week ended. And I wore these there. And yes, I did see them both there, Beyonce and Jay-Z. But it was an amazing invitation, and I'm really glad that I was invited, and I wore these, and these are just, bloody hell, they're so good. They are so good. Anyway, they spice up anything that I'm wearing. I can actually already see how I want to wear them, which is like with lots of midi, like flowy skirts. Also with like my denim maxi, which I've had that denim maxi for about 5 years now, roughly. And I know they've come back in now, but they are a staple in my opinion. They always have, whether they come in or out. I'll always wear that skirt, but these will look really good with that as well. They are amazing. I'm so glad that I finally got my metallic boot, because that was what I was looking for. Okay, so flea market wise, I picked up this jacket. It's right here in front of me. Flea markets are all over Paris. I love flea markets. I pop into flea markets all the time. Before I went to Milan or Europe, anything like that last month, I popped into a flea market in New York, and I bought this t-shirt that has like a picture of Mona Lisa blowing like a bubble gum on the front. I just love them. It's what adds that unique edge, in my opinion, to your wardrobe, because you're finding stuff that no one else usually has, and it just adds that depth to your closet. So even though I'm showing you like luxury things as well, I'm also, loving that you can just mix all of that stuff up with other things as well, like stirring a pot and just add in, like throwing something that's vintage, throwing in something that's not, throwing something that's luxury, throwing something that's thrifted, throwing something that's a designer, and then mix it all up, and what does it look like? I love stuff like that. I think it makes for the most interesting wardrobes, and I find that when I stop people for what everyone is wearing in New York, which, by the way, I'm hoping to have that up next week Friday, so make sure you're subscribed to this channel so you do not miss that episode. Those make for the most interesting people that I stop. It's when they have that mix of different things. Anyway, I went off on a slight tangent there. So Michael and I were driving around, and we just happened to pass a outdoor flea market that was going. And I was like, stop the car. He knows already. He's like, oh, do you want to stop? I was like, yes, please. So he just knows now. We pulled over. I went and I walked out about 10 minutes later with this leather jacket, which I believe you saw in last week's video. I'm just going to show you it right here just to include it. And it's just a biker motor jacket. And I just love the colors of it. It's not just a black leather jacket, right? I just love the fact that it's got that red with the white and the black. Had it been all red, I probably wouldn't got it, because I still think of Michael Jackson Thriller when I see all red leather jackets. But this broken up into like solid like block colors like this, I thought that really made it. And I love even like the paneling at the bottom of it, right here, those right there. I love that about it. So it's really, really cool, really heavy, super well made. So I picked this up from a flea market, and I think it's just great. Look at that. The shoulders, I'm showing the details, even on the side, on the waist there. And it's the sleeve, you can see. It's such a nice piece just to add. This is what brings personality to your wardrobe, and I really hope that comes across when you see these things that I got. I mean, I know it's like, oh my gosh, you got all these expensive things, and I'm sure a lot of people in the comments are gonna be like, oh my god, all you did was buy all these luxury things. Like, you can't get past me buying these things, and it's like, I wish you would, because it really is, it's still about the core of finding things that truly do make your wardrobe, regardless of where you got it from. And that's really the point I'm trying to make. Whether you got it from Bergdorf Goodman and Versace, or you got it from the church local flea market on a Saturday afternoon. It's about that mix of different things, and that's what I love. But anyway, that is it. Those are the pieces that I picked up from Paris/Milan for Paris and Milan Fashion Week. I really am loving everything I got. It's just, oh, I'm good. I'm good. As I said, TikTok is where I show a lot of these things going up first. So follow me there if you want to see firsthand, and often reviews as well. Because I do YouTube videos once a week, which is only on Fridays, and I do TikToks like every day, TikTok allows me to pump out more content. And I can talk about, like, I'll do a review, for example. I won't dedicate a whole video on YouTube on a Friday to talk about these boots, because I just won't do it. But I will do that on TikTok. I'll do a full review of the Jimmy Choo boots. I'll do a full review of, like, these vintage pieces. It just allows me to just do, like, these bite-sized videos about different things. So anyway, that's the whole point I'm trying to make. I will see you next week Friday. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it is what everyone is wearing in New York. The reason why I took a break on doing those episodes is because I just didn't have the time. I shoot them by myself. I edit them by myself. I'm walking around the streets looking for people for days/weeks on end, trying to find the right people for every single episode. And that takes time, and I'm the only one doing it. So I can't be in two places at the same time. So I just did Paris, I just did Milan. And before that, I was just doing some things during August. I just didn't have the time to shoot an episode, and I'm not going to just rush and just throw up anything up on the screen and do an episode that I'm not proud of, because I'm proud of every single one that I do. So anyway, on that note, I'm going to leave you. Subscribe so you do not miss that episode. And between now and next week Friday, you know what I'm going to say, I'll see you on Instagram or on TikTok. Have a good weekend, my loves, and I'll see you then. Bye.